What's up, guys? Fears, audience, the Fears man. Welcome back to the Fears podcast, guys. I got the audience. I got my hat on. I got my Exhumed Visions shirt on. That's right. If you want this awesome shirt, guys, go to www.exhumedvisions.com. That's right. And most importantly, I got my morning coffee. So good. Morning coffee. The time is 4:05 in the morning. Fears went to sleep early last night, so that's why I'm getting up so early. I went to bed like at 8 or 9, and I just woke up probably about an hour ago. So yeah, I went to bed around 8 or 9 at night. So yeah, so that's why I'm starting the stream so early. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys will wake up in a couple of hours and watch this stream. So I got a very important show today. It's about the famous people that I have met over the course of my life. And I've met a lot of famous people, guys. Some A actors, some B actors, some C actors, all across the list. Fears throughout his life. Sometimes I feel like I'm Forrest Gump. Remember how Forrest Gump in his life, as he was going through his life, would meet all these crazy and amazing, exciting people? Well, Fears has met so many celebrities over the years, and I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of adventures about who I've met in my life, and I've been honored to meet every single one of them. Every single one of them. Anyway, without further ado, let's get going. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. A couple of updates. Thank God, my dad is out of the hospital. My dad had a bladder infection, and he had to be in the hospital for 2 or 3 days, and he just got out of the hospital yesterday. So, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It was either yesterday or the day before, but he's out of the hospital, and I'm so glad that he is. And he's been feeling better. I told my dad, I said, Dad, get some rest. I said, that's the only thing that matters right now. I said, that's the only thing that matters is you getting better. And so he's been doing better. And I hope he continues to get better. I really do, because I love my dad with all of my heart and soul. Anyway, let's see what else has been going on. Work has been going fantastic. And next Monday, me and a buddy, my buddy Sam works with me, and we're gonna go hang out next. It's either not next Sunday, next Monday. Next Monday, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna play some video games. We're going to go get something to eat, and we're probably gonna go play miniature golf. So yeah, I am super stoked about that. Sam, you are going down, buddy. You are going down with miniature golf. I will take you down, buddy. I will take you down. All right. Anyway, so here we go. Like I said, today is about all of the famous people that I have met. All right. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Is there any other updates? My dad, me and Sam, work's been doing good. My mom's been doing good. My mom's been hanging in there. She's doing good. Sometimes it's difficult for my mom, because my mom has to take care of my dad. But things are going well with my brother. He recently, a couple months ago, got married. So congratulations to my brother and his wife. Yeah. Well, before I get started, guys, Fears has got to take a dump. I'm sorry. I should have went to the restroom before the stream, but give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to use the restroom. Just study Slimer. All right, guys, I am so sorry about that. I am back. I am back. I am back. I am back. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, I'm back. Say goodbye to Slimer. Actually, you know what? I'll just kind of put him in the background. Just be chilling with the old Slimer in the background. Anyway, we are back. We are back. Sorry, I had to use the restroom. I apologize. We got one person watching. What's up? No comments in the chat yet, but that will change. That will change. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments section how many celebrities you guys have met. Let me know. I want to know who you guys have met throughout the course of your life. So anyway, I'll tell you guys about the most recent people that I've met, and then we'll go from the people that I've met in the past. So if you guys didn't watch the last stream, I went to Super RetroCon, and that was fantastic. That was amazing. And they had some celebrities there. I met the guy that was in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He played a robot Ted. He was in he did some voice work in Beauty and the Beast. Let me pull up all the names of everybody that was there at Super RetroCon, so then I can tell you guys their names. It was an honor to meet him, though, because I love Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and he also played. If you guys remember that old TV show, Family Matters, he played Urkelbot. So Steve Urkel makes a robot, and he actually was the guy playing Urkelbot in the robot suit. And so me and him talked Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey a lot, and we talked a lot about Urkelbot. So I was over the moon. I really was. Let me pull up all the people that were there. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to find out the information. It was an honor to meet him, though. I could not believe it. There he was, standing in the distance. Here we go. Here we go. So I met, let's see, here we go. So his name, he's an actor, dancer, Michael Chambers. So Michael Chambers played Urkelbot, and he played in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey as good robot Ted. And if you guys have not seen that movie, where in the hell have you guys been? Because that movie is spectacular. That movie is amazing. You know what I'm saying? That movie is great. The next one I met was Brad. Hopefully I get his name right. Brad Keisten. He has been the voice of Charlie Brown probably since the 1980s and up, because a different person, I believe, did him in the 70s and the 60s. The person that originally did the Charlie Brown voice, I think he's passed away, but Brad Keisten is the new guy. I didn't get his autograph. I actually ran out of money. But I did get a photo with him. The next one, he's an animator, a famous animator. He's done work on Super Friends. He's done work on He-Man, Masters of the Universe. He's done work on the Flintstones. I mean, he's a legend in the animation department. And he's been on my YouTube channels at least 4 or 5 times. I've interviewed him 4 or 5 times. I didn't get an interview with him this time because he was so busy with fans. But hopefully at the next con that I see him at, I'll be able to get an interview with him. His name is Tom Cook. Like I said, legendary, huge guy in the animation department. He even worked on The Real Ghostbusters too, which is my favorite cartoon of all time. And you guys should know this because you guys have been watching Fears for the last 10 or 11 years, because I started YouTube when I was in 2007, 2008. So you guys have been watching for quite a while. The next person I met at the Super RetroCon, his name was Kenny James, and he has been the voice of Bowser for quite a while now in the last few Super Mario games that has Bowser in it. I got some footage of him. So he's gonna do a cameo in my Super RetroCon vlog. Nicest guy. Oh my gosh, he was like, take pictures with me, Fears, film me, do whatever you want. And I was like, nice, sweet. The next one, probably the guy that I spent the most time with at the Super RetroCon, actor Keith Coogan. Hopefully I said his name right. Coogan. Keith Coogan. He was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Adventures in Babysitting, Toy Soldiers. He's done a lot of character, like cartoon work. He is the coolest motherfucker ever. I did an interview with him. Our interview lasted like 9-10 minutes. It was fantastic. It was amazing. He was like, Fierce, take pictures with me, like interview me, do whatever the hell you want. He has a lot of energy, just like me. And he was all about the interview. He was like, yeah, he's like, Fierce, go nuts. He's like, interview me. He's like, and he liked how good of an interviewer I was. He liked that I had, a go-get-him attitude. He liked all the stuff that I was trying to do. I told him all about my goals and my passions and my dreams, and it was an honor to meet him. I'm going to start working on the Super RetroCon today and tomorrow. I told Keith I would get it up as soon as possible, but I can't wait for you guys to see it. Oh my gosh. Let alone this year, I've met so many people. Just a few months ago, I met Richard DeVizio and Daniel Penice, I think is how you say his last name. And they are the original actors from Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm good buddies with them. They've also been in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. So yeah. Nicest guys. I met them at Florida Free Play just a couple of months ago. Really good guys. Again, an honor to be friends with them, an honor to interview them, an honor to meet them. You know what I'm saying? Really good guy. We got one person watching. The person watching, please say something in the chat. I need your comments. Please. I don't know if anyone's going to come in, guys, because it's so early in the morning. But the one person watching, please comment. Say something. So, yes. Chat with Fears. So those are the recent people that I've met. Now it's time to go back into the past, and I'll tell you guys all the people that I've met in the past. So those were the recent people. Let's. I'm going to go to my Facebook and pull up my album. I have an album of all the famous people that I've met in my life so far. And I had to make an album because there's so many. Seriously. Oh, I'm sorry. I met another person recently that I've been wanting to meet for a while. He's a fellow YouTuber, a fellow vlogger, much more famous than me. That's right, guys. I met Adam the Woo. Check him out on his YouTube channel. He does the Daily Woo, Adam the Woo. He's a fantastic. Not only is he a fantastic video editor, but he's a fantastic person. He's funny. He's a fantastic filmmaker, a fantastic vlogger. I was over the roof. I'll be honest though, I was a little nervous, and he kind of made a joke in our interview. Like I was vlogging with him, and I said, "Hey man, I got 2 questions for you," and I just kept going. He's like, "Well, Fears, that's more than 2 questions." He goes, "Now we're on 4 questions," and I just kept asking him questions, and he kept answering. And he's like, "Hey Fears," he's like, "Now we're on to 7 questions," and I was like, "I'm sorry, Adam. I'm a little nervous because you are one of my heroes," and I said, "I'm very inspired by you." And I said, I just thought I would turn it into an interview. But I know he was joking. He's a good guy. He's a Floridian. And hopefully I get to see him again. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. So, Adam, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for that interview. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You're such a nice guy. I mean, it was so fun to hang out with him. And I'll be honest, I only hung out with him for like 5 or 10 minutes, but it was an awesome 5-10 minutes. So yeah, it was good. It was really good. All right, let's continue on. Shall we? So, like I said, I've met many famous people, and I'm about to pull up my album of famous people. So here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. So the very first person I met ever at a convention, because this is going back a few years, guys. Now remember that. Going back a few years, was Will Wheaton from Star Trek: The Next Generation. He was in Stand By Me. He was in Flubber. Whole bunch of stuff. And I remember I went to shake his hand, and he actually said fist bump, and he goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm not trying to insult you." He goes, "I go to cons." He goes, "I'm kind of health conscious." He goes, "I don't want to get too many germs and stuff." And I was like, "No." I said, "Dude," I said, "I totally get it." He goes, "I'll give you a fist bump, though." I talked about my favorite episodes that he was in, and I said one of my favorite episodes is Family, where your mom gives you a holodeck program that you can talk with your dad and stuff. And he goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, I remember that. Because I remember that episode. He goes, "And that's a good episode." And I said, "It's an honor to meet you." And I got an autograph. I got a photo with him. So it was really, really, really cool. Very cool. And that was at one of my first cons, my very first con that I went to. And this was a few years ago. This was back in 2009, 2010. That was my very first con. It was the 2010 Phoenix Comic-Con. And he was there, and wow, it was fantastic. Fantastic. At the same con, I met I forgot her name. Oh, I met her name is Felicity Day. I met Felicity Day, and if you guys remember her, she was the girl that played Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the TV version. She was not only sweet and kind, she was so kind. She gave me a free autograph and a free photo. Like, the convention was getting done, and she walked by, and I said, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And she's like, "Oh, hi." And she's like, "I've got some leftover autographs, John. Do you want one?" I said, I ran out of money. I'm really sorry, because I asked her for a photo because it was the con was about to go. She's like, "Oh, sure, take a picture." So I took a picture with her, and she's like, "Do you want a free autograph?" And I was like, "Oh no." I'm like, "You don't have to give me one." I'm like, "A picture with you is fine." She goes, No. She goes, "John," she goes, "I have tons." She goes, "I have tons of leftovers." She goes, "All the stuff that I don't give out, I have to repack up because we're going to the next convention, like in California." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So not only did I get a free photo, guys, but I got a free autograph. So Felicity Day, thank you so much. She was so cool. And that was at the same con. That was at the Phoenix Comic-Con. At the next Comic-Con, I met Daniel Logan from Star Wars Episode 2, and he played the young Boba Fett. He was charging way too much for an autograph, but I did pay for a photo. Again, super nice guy, epic. We chatted Star Wars for at least 15 minutes. At least 15 minutes. And I was like, this is friggin' fantastic. But he just was charging way too much for an autograph. I don't remember how much he charged, but whew, it was too much. And that was at the same con, Phoenix Comic-Con 2010. Now, the next one is legendary, guys. Legendary. I grew up with this guy. Okay, check this out. So, I can't even believe I'm telling the story. Before I went to film school, I was in community college, and I was in this like church club where we read Bible scriptures, and we talked about God and stuff. And we decided to make a trip to go to spring break, and we handed out water and Bibles to all the spring breakers. So instead of us handing out booze and alcohol, we handed out water and we handed out Bibles. And I must have passed out at least 150 Bibles. So as I was passing out Bibles, some guy came up to me and handed me a flyer. And it was the Do Not Try This at Home Steve-O tour. And I love Steve-O from Jackass. right? So I was like, I have to go to this. So I snuck out, and so I snuck out, and the show was at night. So I snuck out, and I walked 2.5 miles down the beach, went to the show, and I thought it was just going to be Steve-O there, right? When I get there, the first person I bump into was Dave England from Jackass. Dave England from Jackass. We chatted up. I had a beer with him. It was great. So not only did I meet, and I thought it was only going to be like Steve-O and Dave England. I met more of the Jackass fans, more of them. I met Preston Lacey. Preston Lacey was there. Got a photo with him. I could not believe it. I was like, and I asked him about like the movie and stuff, and he said, "Hey, Fierce, what's your favorite scene?" I said, "My favorite scene is the ending scene where everybody like is running through that construction site and dies except for Steve-O." And he's like, "Oh yeah, man." He goes, "That was a really fun scene to shoot." So I met Preston Lacey, and then I met Steve-O. And I went to Steve-O's party. He invited everybody in the club to go to this party. And it was hard to get in this party. I got in, and as he was leaving, I said, "Fears, it's do or die." So I ran up to him. I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, "Please, man, I'd love to get a photo with you." He took a photo with me, and then he hit me in the nuts. And then he said, "Come on, dude, come party with me, man. Come party, dude." And so I got into his limo, and I partied with him. Not all night, for at least a couple hours, because I was getting drunk with them, and I was like, oh my God, I got church in the morning. So God, I'm so sorry. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'm walking down the beach, half drunk. And then I finally got back to the hotel room, and I went to sleep. And then I was hungover at church the next day. And this was in Florida, way back in the day, guys. It was pretty crazy. So anyway, that was back in 2010, I believe, too. Back in the old 2010. As soon as I came back from that trip, though, me and my buddy Eric, we went to a CKY concert, and this was back in 2010 too. So I love CKY. It's one of my favorite bands, and I love Jess. That's Bam's brother. He's on the drums of CKY, and he was. I remember. He was behind the stage. I saw him, and as CKY was playing, they played a set, and then they said, "We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in just a minute." And as he was walking to the back, I just kind of ran off to the side and was like, "Hey, Jess, come here. And he goes, "Hey, man, what's up, dude? I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back." I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm going to leave, here after a couple of sets. I said, I've got to get home." I said, can I take a photo with you?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, dude." And so he came over. I got a photo with him. And me and Eric, actually, I skipped college that day. In community college, and me and Eric went to the CKY show. We got 2 people watching. What's up? For the people that are just joining, I'm telling everybody all the famous people that I've met throughout my life. I started with all the people at RetroCon, and now we've traveled back into the past. And I'm telling people who I've met. So I just told the story of how I met Jess, the drummer from CKY. Hell yeah. So be sure to put some comments in the chat. I don't know who's watching me, but I got 2 people watching me. So shout out to the 2 peeps. Okay. Next celebrity that I met. Let's see. Let me go through my pictures here. Here we go. Oh, I met Bam. Okay, I met Bam. So this is a crazy story, guys. I think everyone's heard this story, but I'll tell for the people that do not tell the story. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. For the people that have not heard the story, I will. I'll tell the story again. What's up, Car Door Ashtray? Car Door Ashtray. He says Bam is cringe. Oh, I agree. Bam is cringe right now. But back in the day, Car Door Ashtray, he was kind of cool. I don't know what the hell is going on with him right now. Like, he needs to get his life in order. But I'll be honest, though. Back when I met him, he was kind of cool. This is back in the day. And then Car Door Ashtray says, those 2 CKY songs were solid, still good today. Well, they made a couple of CDs. They didn't just make 2 songs. I think they've made 4 or 5 CDs so far. I don't think they've made anything new, but they should. Car Door Ashtray. I'll be honest, that's a kind of a cool YouTube channel name. That's pretty fucking sweet. How did you come up with that? That's pretty sweet. We got 4 people watching now. He says, how's it going? You know what? I appreciate you saying that. I haven't been this happy in quite a while, guys. Like, things are going great right now. Things are going good. The only thing that kind of sucks is, my dad. My dad's always fighting, for his life and stuff. Prostate cancer is a fucking bitch. And then we had a scare. He had a fucking bladder infection, and he was like pretty much pissing blood. So that scared the shit out of me, and it scared the shit out of my mom. But I'm happy to report that my dad's doing a lot better, and he's home resting. And then he's got his new treatment, the blood. I'm sorry, I almost said blood. He doesn't do chemo anymore. They found a better, stronger treatment for my dad's prostate cancer. It's like a liquid radiation treatment where they have a big shot and a big needle like that long, and they stab it into his arm or his back or something. And this liquid radiation treatment is supposed to be better than chemo, because chemo, even though it keeps you alive, it also kills you at the same time because you're pumping in radiation. So they've devised this new treatment. It's a radical new treatment. Like, my dad and like 15 other people signed up for this, and like they turned a lot of people down. Like, you had to be a certain age, and my dad fought tooth and nail to get into this new treatment. And it's kind of like, so I guess they were like the test bunnies. And basically what this does, I'll tell you guys, I'll get back to all the famous people in that, but my dad's really important to me. The levels of prostate cancer, it's a bitch. It's a bitch. The levels of prostate cancer, the more levels you have, like let's say you're at 250, you're pretty much fucked, because that shows in your body the levels. You have shitloads of cancer. But let's say you were like at level 9, that means you don't have much cancer in you. So with this new treatment, it's supposed to bring those levels down, and it's supposed to attack the cancer stronger, quicker, faster, all that. And I'll give you an example. They did, the first guinea pig was this guy that was like at level 250. And with one treatment, it brought his levels down to 99. 99. And my dad's not even close to 250. My dad, last time he told me they checked his levels, my dad was like at 150. And so far, he's had 2 treatments, but they said, my dad's name is John too. They said, John, we're not gonna check your levels yet, because they said, we pumped a lot of medicine in you in those 2 injections. So they said, we want to let the medicine sit in your body for a little while, and then in about a month or 2, we're going to check your levels. So my dad is actually going for his 3rd treatment, and they said after the 3rd treatment, that's when they're going to check his levels. And I'm praying to God that his levels have went down. I don't even care. Like, even, and what I mean was, I don't care if they've went down a little bit or a lot, just as long as they go down some. Cardor Ashley, I almost said Cardor Ashley. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Cardor Ashtray says, sorry to hear that. I'll pray for your father. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Anyway, back to the people that I've met. So that's what we're doing. Today I'm telling everybody about all the famous people that I've met. So the Bam Margera story is legendary. I was in college. I was in Arizona going to film school. My buddy Eric calls up and said, Fierce, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing. I'm chilling out on my day off. I'm like, I got class Monday morning. He goes, no, you don't, buddy. He goes, if you had any sense, he goes, you would hop on a plane right now. So this was Thursday. And I wish my buddy Eric would have told me in advance. And I was like, what the hell are you on about? And he's like, dude, Fears. He goes, I should have said it in advance, but I'm so sorry, man. He goes, it just slipped my mind. He goes, dude, Bam Margera, fucking Brandon Novak, Phil April, all those fuckers are going to be in Florida doing a skateboard like session, a skateboard signing. And I was like, oh shit, dude. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? So I said, well, I got to go. And I was low on cash. So I took my dad's credit card. My dad gave me his credit card in college for emergencies. This is not an emergency. But I said, I get paid after that weekend. I said, I get paid after that weekend. I should be able to pay off the credit card. So I charged $450 on my dad's credit card. I'm at the airport. My dad goes, ring-a-ling-ling, ding-a-ling-ling. And he goes, what the hell is this? $300. And I was trying to be like real sneaky and get away with it. And he's like, John, he goes, tell me the truth. And I was like, fuck. I was like, Dad, I'm like, I wanted to tell you the truth. I just didn't think you'd understand. And my dad wasn't pissed that I put the money on the credit card. He was pissed that I wasn't truthful with him. And I finally said, all right, Dad. I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I said, I'm not going to lie. I'll just tell you. I said, Bam Margera is in town in Florida. Eric wants me to come down. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet him. I said, I swear to God, when I get back, I will pay off the credit card. And he goes, John, he goes, that's fine that you want to go. He goes, I'm just a little pissed that you didn't like tell me the truth. I said, well, Dad, I said, I couldn't take a chance. I said, what if you would have said no? And he's like, John, what if I would have said yes? And I was like, Dad, I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I really got to go. I said, I love Bam Margera. And I don't really like him as much these days. I understand that he's going through some shit. I just hope that he gets back to the old Bam that we love and know. He needs to get to a rehab center, and he needs to get there soon because he's turning into like a cringy douchebag. But back in the day, he was cool as fuck, man. So my dad's like, all right, go, have a good time. And he goes, John, he goes, let me know if you got there all right. And my dad is cool as fuck. But my dad just appreciates honesty. And he's like, from now on, no more lies, John. He goes, just tell me the truth. And I didn't really lie. I just kind of kept it from him. I thought I could do it sneaky, you know. I'm like, I said, my dad will never know. But my dad always checks his statements because my dad's a very responsible guy. And I just didn't think about that. I was like, I'll just go on this trip. He'll never know. I said, on Thursday, I'll just pay the credit card off and everything will be fine. You know what I'm saying? But my dad's like, I don't even care that you put the money on, John. He goes, from now on, be honest with me. So I was like, all right, Dad, I'm sorry. I said, fair enough. I said, and he goes, when do you get paid? I said, I get paid Wednesday whenever I get back. He goes, as soon as you get back on Wednesday, he goes, put the money back on the credit card. And I said, Dad, I will. I promise. I said, I promise. So I went, and not only did I meet Bam, I met Bam. I met Brandon Novak. He was a cool guy. And then I met Phil, April. I bought April's cookbook and gave it to my mom. I got a whole bunch of posters and stuff signed. And as we're walking back to the car, my best buddy Eric said the most classic, famous line. Are you ready for this, car door ashtray? He goes, Fierce. He goes, do you realize who we just met? And I've committed it to memory. And I was like, yeah, man, we met Bam. He's like, no, Fierce. You don't understand. And I was like, what? And he's like, dude, we met Bam. And I was like, yeah, man, I know. I'm like, he's cool. I'm like, yeah, we met Bam. He's like, dude, we met Brandon Novak. He goes, dude, we met Phil. We met April. And I was like, yeah, man. I'm like, dude, I said, Eric, I was standing right next to you. He goes, Fierce, you don't understand, dude. He's like, we met Bam. Right. And he keeps going on. I'm like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, Bam, you know, like Haggard shit. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, I know all of his phrases. I got it. And then he went, Fierce, dude. He goes, whenever like I leaned in to take a photo of him. And then here comes the classic quote. Eric always denies this, but I swear on my father's grave, and you guys know how much my dad means to me, Eric said this. He goes, Fierce, he goes, I was leaning in to take the photo. I put my arm around Bam. He goes, they take the photo. He goes, dude, Fierce, my hair touched Bam's hair. And I fucking lost my goddamn mind. And I was like, yeah, so what? He said, Fierce. He goes, dude, we made a connection, man. My hair touched Bam's hair. And I was like, Eric, you are fucking crazy, man. And he's like, dude, he's like, that's legendary, man. So every time I bring up that story, he's like, Fierce, I didn't fucking say that. I was like, oh, bullshit. I'm like, you said it. I said, you were just so excited, just crazy stuff was coming out of your mouth. And he's like, Fierce, I didn't say that. I was like, you did. I said, I was there. He will always deny it. He will always, like the next time me and Eric hang out, I will get him on camera and he'll deny it. He will deny it. If he says that he actually did it, I would be astounded. He always denies it because he gets a little nervous. Like, and of course he's embarrassed because he's like, dude, my hair. Oh my God, my hair touched Bam's hair. And he'll always deny it because it's probably one of the greatest fucking lines that my best buddy Eric has ever said in his entire life. And it was hilarious. All right, let me catch up with the comments here. He'll deny it. I swear, he'll deny it every single time, but he said it. All right. Cardor Ashtray says he never got over Ryan Dunn's death. Downward spiral. Yeah, I know. It sucks, man. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, Bam is not a bad guy, but Ryan was his best friend. I get it. Whenever a family member dies or whenever a best friend dies, that's some hard shit to go through. He's just in a bad place right now, and the drugs. It comes down to it being this simple. It's this simple. It comes down to him taking drugs and alcohol, and the drugs and alcohol are turning him into a douchebag. That's all it is. Because the same thing happened to Steve-O. All those drugs and all that shit was turning him into a big fucking loser. And finally, Johnny Knoxville stuck because Johnny Knoxville is Steve-O's best friend. And all those jackass guys stepped in and was like, Steve-O, if you don't fucking stop, you're going to die. You're going to die. And he goes, we don't want you to die because you're a cool fucking dude and you're like our homie and like we're friends and shit. And we've been through hell. We've been through so many jackass TV shows and movies and shit. And like, we don't want you to die. And they're like, we love you, man. And Steve-O thought they were just kidding around. He's like, dude. He's like, I'm not going to rehab, man. And then they're like, no, you're going. And they fucking dragged him to rehab. And Steve-O actually took it serious. And now he's been, 14 years sober. And he has the hottest chick ever. His fiance, her name is Lux, Lux. She is hot as fuck. Oh, my God. If I was Steve-O and I had that chick, I would die a happy man. She is so... Lux, if you hear this, I'm just giving you credit where credit is due. You are so fucking sexy. She is sexy as hell. Oh, man. Steve-O, congrats, my friend. You can die a happy man. She's hot as fuck. So I hope what happened to Steve-O happens to Bam, where he literally hits like rock bottom and then goes to rehab, stays in rehab, because he's tried to go to rehab a couple of times, Bam has, and then he's only done like 30 days here, 40 days there, whatever, and he hasn't took it really that serious. I hope he takes it seriously and then becomes sober like Steve-O did. All right, sorry about that. Let me continue on. Cardor Ashley says Ryan was hilarious. That he was. He was hilarious. Cardor Ashley says him on Dr. Phil was a little while ago said it all. Dude is looking like Phil slowly. Oh yeah. I mean, he's gotten really fat and stuff. And you know what? Cardor Ashley, I commend him. I commend him for trying to get his life together going on Dr. Phil. But that's just one step. That's one step. He's got to take a couple of more steps to get healthy and sober, and he needs to hit up the gym too, because getting overweight can kill you too, Like Fears is I've gained a little weight too, so I've started getting back in the gym. I kid you not. But yeah. Anyway, I wish him well. Anyway, let's continue on with the famous people that I've met over the years. Okay, let me continue. All right, so I was at I went to another convention in 2011, and I met Terry Alexander, the black actor from Day of the Dead. Coolest guy ever. He gave me an autograph, a picture, an interview for my YouTube channel. Terry, all I can say is you're the man. You're the man. You're the man. If you guys have not seen Day of the Dead, such a cool guy. Such a cool guy. I believe he's still alive. Like when I met him, he was like, I think 64, 65. I believe he's still alive, but coolest guy. The next one, it's pretty legendary. He's been Jason Voorhees, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And now recently, a few years ago, he played Jason Voorhees in a video game, so that makes 5 times. I'm talking about the legendary actor that is Kane Hodder. He choked me for a picture. I almost died of air. Like when he chokes someone, when he chokes his fans, Oh my Lord. I almost lost oxygen. Yes. But it was an honor. It was an honor and a privilege to get choked out by Jason Voorhees, Kane Hodder. He gave me an interview. He gave me a picture. It's all on my YouTube channel to check it out. Natalie says, "Where's Randy?" Probably asleep. Probably asleep. I don't know where he is, but yeah. The next one I met was at the same 2011 convention. I met Bill Johnson, best known for playing Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Again, he was cool. Got a photo with him, got an autograph with him, did an interview for my YouTube channel. He's on there. Great guy. Great guy. The next one was legendary. Legendary. I mean, all these are legendary, but I love Michael Myers. I met Brad Loree, and he is most famous for playing Michael Myers in Halloween 8 Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection. Again, he took a photo with me, did an interview, got an autograph. Cool. And this was at the convention that I went to in 2011. The next one was at the same 2011 convention. I met Jay Underwood, best known for playing in Uncle Buck. He played that shitty boyfriend, Bug. He also was famous for playing an android in the Disney movie Not Quite Human 1, 2, and 3. So that was pretty cool to meet him. That was pretty cool. So I met a lot of people at this 2011 convention. Another legend at the same 2011 convention, I met Tony Todd, best known for Candyman films. He was also in The Rock, Night of the Living Dead remake, True Woman, The Crow. He's done over 25 films. He was on Star Trek The Next Generation as Worf's brother. That's fucking sweet. That guy was cool. I had dinner with him at the convention. I shared an elevator with him. Some guy called him a douchebag, and I turned around and I told the guy to shut up, and he looked at me and said, "Fears, thanks a lot for having my back," when that guy called me a douchebag. And I was like, "Well, Tony," I said, "why wouldn't?" I said, "I'm helping another fellow human being." And I said, "Fuck that guy." I said, "You're not a douchebag. I've hung out with you all night. I went to the celebrity dinner. I'm like, we did an interview. I got an autograph. I'm like, you're not a douchebag, man. You're a cool fucking guy." So I said, "Why wouldn't I have your back?" I said, that guy over there, he's the fucking douche. And he's like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I don't know who that is." He goes, "Why would that guy call me a douchebag?" I said, "Look, haters are going to hate. Fuck that guy." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I met a lot of people at that 2011 convention. All right, next person. Let's see here. Again, at the same 2011 convention, I met Gary Clare, which is basically, he's famous. He's done a bunch of stuff. He was in Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. He was in, he's done like tons of commercials, tons of cameos in movies. But what he's really famous for, like huge, was when he played that asshole like soldier in Day of the Dead. And he goes up to that zombie and knocks off the zombie's hat. And he's like, "Hey, nice hat, asshole." And he ends up getting killed by that same zombie. And the zombie eats his brains. And Gary Clark, such a cool guy. Gave me an interview. Gave me not one autograph, 2 autographs. He looked right at me for my vlog way back when and said, "Hey, Fears, nice hat, asshole." And then he knocks off my hat. I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Gary, you are fucking great, man." And he goes, "Fears, you're fucking great." And I was like, "I appreciate that. I appreciate that." So, like I said, guys, I have met legendary people over the years. And here we go. We're going to keep going. I met the guy that played Rocco in Boondock Saints. I can't remember his name, but he gave me an autograph. No interview. He had to go. But I got a picture, an autograph. Nicest, coolest fucking guy, totally chill. Someone tried to butt me in line, and he basically looked at the guy and said, "Fuck you, Fears was first." And I was like, hey, I'm like, it's okay. I'm like, he can go. I'm like, I don't want to start a fight here in line. And the guy's like, Fierce, no, fuck that. He goes, fuck that guy. He goes, you've been waiting in the line to meet me for an hour, man. He goes, that guy's not going to butt in front of you. And then he actually told the guy to fuck off. And so the guy had to go to the very back of the line. And I was like, I'm not trying to cause a big, thing, but I was like, dude, I appreciate that. That's pretty cool. The next person I met was at the same, all these people so far are at the same convention, the 2011 convention in Missouri that I went to. I met Sean Patrick Flannery, famous for Boondock Saints 1 and 2. He was in Saw 7. He played young Indiana Jones. Got an interview with him. It's on my YouTube channel. Got a photo with him. Gave me an autograph. Such a cool dude. Such a cool dude. Amazing. 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 All right. Next person. Let's see here. Now this guy was hilarious. Hilarious. Natalie says, what convention? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you guys the convention. This was way back in the day. It was in Missouri, 2011, and it was the it was my buddy Dave Dyer's convention. It was it was Contamination Comic-Con. I think this one was part 2 or part 3. I can't remember, but it was a convention that my buddy made up. My buddy Dave actually doesn't have that convention anymore. He sold it. And all the money that he got from that convention, he opened up a comic book store in Belleville, Illinois. And I go to his comic book store all the time, like when I go back in town to Missouri. I drive over to Illinois and go to his comic book shop. But I believe it was Contamination Comic-Con 2 or 3. But yeah, it was a great convention. At the same convention, I met Dan. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I hope I say this. I met Dan Snor. S-N-O-R, Dan Snor, and he's best known for playing Billy the Kid in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He was also in Tron, the very first Tron. That guy, he cracked open a beer, had a beer with him, got an autograph, and an interview, and a picture. But it was pretty cool that he cracked open a beer. He's like, hey, you want a beer, Fears? I was like, I think the better question is why wouldn't I want a beer with you, Dan Snor? So there it is. Next one on the list. I met, let's see here. Let's see here. Now this one is pretty legendary. Now this was at a different con. This was in June of 2012, so the next year. I believe this was at Contamination 3 or 4. I can't remember. But I met the famous actor and porn star, Ron Jeremy. He is fucked over like 5,000 women. 5,000 women. Probably more than that. But yeah. Natalie says, show the pictures. I don't have the pictures with me, but they're on my Facebook, Natalie. So check them out. They're at John Fears on Facebook. Check them out. They're all there. I met Ron Jeremy. Didn't get an interview with him. He was too busy. Got a photo with him. Got an autograph. And then there was a celebrity dinner, and I got to sit at Ron Jeremy's table. And the whole time we're eating dinner, he's just telling sex jokes. And then he was telling me about famous girls that he fucked. But some of his sex jokes were hysterical. I couldn't concentrate on eating my food because I was laughing too hard. But yeah. But yeah, there's pictures of me at the celebrity dinner. Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it. Go for it, Natalie. The pictures are the proof. Go to my Facebook and check it out. I promise you, I can't make this up. They're there. I promise. I promise you. Have a little look-see. Have a little look-see. You won't be disappointed. I actually have the pictures pulled up right now, and I'm just because I didn't want to forget any celebrity that I met, so I'm going through my celebrity celebrity album. But I'm looking at the photo right now. Me and Ron Jeremy are sitting at the dinner table. I kid you not. All right, next person I met. I've met this guy twice now. Both of them were at a convention. But the second time was cool. I just got a photo with him the second time. But the first time was probably the best time. I forgot his last name, but his first name is Ari, A-R-I. And he is most famous for, well, he's most famous now for having a rock and roll band. But back when I met him, I don't know if he formed his band back in 2012. I don't know when he formed his band, but back when I met him, he was famous for being the first person ever to play Jason Voorhees. So he played the young Jason Voorhees, like kind of like drowning in the lake and stuff. Ari is so fucking cool. Autograph, picture with him, interview on my YouTube channel. Again, if you want more proof, Natalie, there is photographic evidence, video evidence on Fearsman 26. My interview. Just go to him. Natalie says I can't find them. They're on my Facebook. I'm looking at them right now. I swear. Just dig deep in my photos. They're there. I promise you. They're there. I promise. But yeah, that was cool. He basically talked about when he was on set, he was getting into character, and he was like trying to like be young Jason and stuff. And they were putting all the prosthetics, and he was memorizing. He told me that he did have some official lines, and they decided to cut the lines out. And while he was memorizing his lines, and he was actually standing in the water, and he was trying to get the feel of young Jason, and Kevin Bacon walked by, because Kevin Bacon was in the first Friday the 13th. And Kevin looked at him and said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm getting into character, man." And he said, Kevin Bacon wasn't trying to be mean, but he just bursted out laughing. And he's like, "Dude, you have no lines, and you're just gonna drown in the water." And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you take your part seriously. I'm taking my part seriously." And he's like, "All right, man." He goes, I wasn't trying to be mean. He goes, "I just thought it was kind of funny." He goes, "You'll do good, man." And then he said, like, Kevin walked away, and I thought that story was fucking hilarious. So yeah. So next person. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's last name, but he's famous for being in Saw 3, and he was in a trap. He was in a trap with all the rings like attached to him, and he had to and in the Saw trap, he had to rip out all the rings out of his body. And I hope I don't fuck up this guy's last name. His first name is Jay, G-A-Y, and then LaRose, L-A-R-O-S-E. Hopefully I said it right. He was so cool. We basically talked about Saw the entire time. I mean, he's done other commercials and other movies, but he's really famous for being in Saw 3 and being in that trap. Natalie says, "So funny." Oh, did you finally find him, Natalie? All right, well, good. I'm glad. I'm telling you, I don't lie to my fans. I couldn't lie about all these celebrities that I've met. And I wouldn't have met all these celebrities if I wouldn't have went to all these cons. And I've met so many amazing people. Cardor Ashtray, I don't know if you're still here. Are you still here? Let me know. Let me know. So yeah, we pretty much sat for like an hour or two talking about Saw. And I said, "Was it difficult to shoot that Saw scene?" He goes, "No." He goes, "It may look like I'm all in pain." He goes, "John, that's all prosthetics." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I'm talking about." I said, "Was it a pain in the ass to wear all those prosthetics and all have all those rings attached to your body?" He goes, "No." He goes, "It was so much fun." He goes, I was having too much fun to think about all the crap that was on me." He goes, "I was having so much fun shooting that scene." And I was like, "Right on, man. That's cool." He goes, "Sometimes it got uncomfortable," but he said, that's what he goes, "You got to do what you got to do when you're in the film business." He goes, "But honestly," he goes, "I was having the time of my fucking life shooting a Saw film," because he said, I was a fan of Saw." He goes, "And now I'm going to be a person that gets killed in a Saw trap." And I was like, that is pretty fucking cool. And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I was having so much fun." All right, next person. All right. Unfortunately, the next person that I met, He is sadly passed away, but I'm so glad that I got to meet him before that he passed away. I didn't get an interview with him, but I got an autograph and a photo. He was just way too busy to get an interview. The people that were waiting in his line, it was such a huge line, but I met the legendary, the myth, the man, the legend that is Peter Mayhew. He played Chewie in Star Wars, Chewie the Wookiee. And sadly, I don't remember when he passed away, but I met him in 2012 at another convention, and nicest guy ever. Nicest guy ever. So sweet, so nice, was very generous. I asked him so many Star Wars questions. He actually loves his fans. You know how like some celebrities, like they'll play a part and then they're just like, yeah, it was cool, it was awesome, but I just get sick and tired of fans asking me the same shit. He's like, I love Star Wars. I love playing Chewie. Ask me whatever the hell you want. I don't care. And I must have talked to him for at least an hour. And he was so loving, so nice, and it's a shame that he's passed away. Because I'm telling you, super cool fucking guy. Super cool guy. Seriously. All right, next person. This was at the same con, the same 2012 con. I met, hopefully I get his last name right, John Shipped. And he was most famous for playing Barry Allen, the Flash, in the 1980s TV series, The Flash. He's also been in new episodes of the new version of The Flash on television. And both times he played The Flash, he was fucking phenomenal at it. Did an interview with him, took a picture, got an autograph. He was, again, so generous with his time. So generous. Now, the next person, I was a little nervous to meet. I usually don't get nervous like meeting celebrities, but every once in a while I get nervous because this guy has been in so much shit. He's done over 100 commercials. I think he's done 10 or 11 films, but the film that he's most famous for, he's famous for 2 movies. He played in the 1970s version of Dawn of the Dead, and he was in the reboot of Dawn of the Dead. And they made the reboot of Dawn of the Dead back in like 2005-ish, somewhere around there. And that is Ken Force. Did an interview with him, got a photo, got an autograph. What a cool guy. But I tell you what, because Dawn of the Dead, I love that movie, both versions of it, and I was nervous. It was nerve-wracking to interview him, trust me. All right, so now we've skipped to March 24th, 2013 at the Wizard World Comic-Con, and I met John Chica, I think is how you say his name. He's most famous for being in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Part 2, and he played Lex Luthor in the New Adventures Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. So that was pretty cool. We talked about pretty much Lex Luthor for about 5 minutes because I only had about 5 or 6 minutes with him because there was so many people behind me. Took a photo with him, did a quick, like, 2-minute interview, and then I moved on. And I was lucky to even get a 2 minutes to interview him. But he was nice, and we talked, like I said, we talked about Lex Luthor for that entire 5 minutes. But nice guy, very sweet, photo, autograph, a tiny little interview. Such a nice guy. And that was in 2013. Now, this is another legend. He's been in so many karate movies. He was in Wayne's World 2. He was in Kung Fu, and then he was in Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, those old TV shows. He was in MacGyver. He was in, he was in Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. He was in that movie with Kurt Russell. I think Little China or whatever it is. I can't remember what it is. He was in Balls of Fury, Blade Runner, The Golden Child. James Hong. Funny guy. Funny. He was hysterical. but he's so famous. I think he's been in over 150 films because he was. I don't know if he's still alive. I met him in 2013. I don't know if he's still alive, but when I met him, he told me that he did about 90 films when I met him back in 2013. But since then, I think he's done over 150 acting roles in commercials, movies, television shows, the whole 9 yards. And he was funny. He was telling jokes the entire 2 minutes. I didn't get an interview with him, sadly, because like I said, his agent wouldn't let me. 2, he had a line out the friggin' door, so no interview. But photo and autograph, an honor to meet him. A legend in the business, guys. A legend. Quite a legend. I just wanted to see if there was any new comments. No new comments. I guess car door ashtray left. I guess he left. If you're still here, let me know. All right, next celebrity I met was this was another one. I was a tiny bit nervous, but I did an interview with him. I got a photo with him. I got an autograph. This is at the same Wizard World convention back in 2013. Henry Winkler. He was in Adam Sandler's The Water Boy. He played Fonzie in Happy Days. Hey, super nice fucking guy. He was in Adam Sandler's movie Click, the movie about that TV remote. Funny guy. Super funny guy. Super chill, super funny. We talked about he asked me what my favorite line was from The Water Boy. And I said, I love it when you look at Adam Sandler as the water boy and say, I'm not telling you to go on a shooting rampage. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, that line's pretty funny. I said, I freaking love that line, dude. Got a little interview with him. Again, this was at Wizard World. It's kind of hard to do interviews at Wizard World, though, because the line moves so quick. So my interview was like maybe 2 minutes, if that. Maybe a minute and 50 seconds. But it was a tiny interview. But, hey, I did it. Right on. All right, next one. All right, here we go. The next one I met, unfortunately, I didn't get an interview with him. Somebody filmed me meeting him from a distance, so I guess that kind of counts. I asked someone behind me, I said, he's going to be too busy for an interview. I said, do you mind just filming me walking up, getting a photo and an autograph from him? And this guy held my video cam and was like, sure. I met Billy D. Williams that played Lando in the Star Wars series. He was in The Ladies' Man with Tim Meadows. He was in oh God, he's been in so many commercials, so many movies. Such a sweet man. We talked Star Wars for 3 minutes. It was great. The next one I met, very cool television actress. She played Andrea in The Walking Dead. That's what she's most famous for, Andrea. And her name is Laurie Holden, I think is how you pronounce her last name. Holden. Laurie Holden. Super sweet guy. And this is what she wrote on my autograph. She says, to John Fears, cool man. I'm trying to make out her handwriting. I think she said, to John Fears. Oh, I got it. Here we go. She goes, to John Fears, cool name, my friend. So that's what she, because she thought Fears was not my real name, and I said that's my real name. And she goes, wow. She goes, you got lucky on a cool last name. And I said, yep. I said that I did. Excuse me. We got 4 people watching. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. All right, next person. Now, I didn't get an interview with him, but I did the same thing. I asked someone behind me. I said, hey, can you film me walking up to this guy and getting an autograph? And so somebody filmed me walking up to Dean Kane. He played Superman in The New Adventures of Lois and Clark, or Superman, The New Adventures of Lois and Clark, or something like that, whatever it's called. And I told him I loved your performance of Superman. He said, what's your favorite episode? I was like, Jesus. I said, there's so many famous episodes that you did. He goes, give me 3. And I told him, one of them is when you meet Ultra Woman. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, that's a good episode. I said, I love the pilot. And he said, oh yeah. He goes, I love the pilot too. And I said, probably the third one, whenever you guys go to that big ass like magic show, and that person from the audience gets kidnapped by that psycho magician, and you have to find out who like kidnapped that person from the audience. And he's like, oh yeah. He goes, that was a good episode. So Dean Kane was such a cool guy. Got a photo with him, got an autograph, and then, like I said, somebody filmed me from a distance getting meeting him. So that was pretty cool. I wish I would have got an interview with him, but again, he was at Wizard World. Now all these people are at the same con, the 2013 Wizard World. He was just so busy, there was no way I could get an interview with him. So that's why I had my friend do that. So yeah. All right, next person. Here we go. Let's see here. I'm scrolling through. Hang on. I also uploaded all my autographs, so I'm going through the autographs until I get to the next person that I met. All right, here we go. I don't know how to say this person's last name. I'll do my best. His first name is R.A. Well, that's his celebrity name, R.A. It's R.A. and then Miloff, I think is how you say it. Basically, he's most famous for playing Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. He choked me out for a picture. I almost lost air, but it was cool to get choked out by Leatherface. Did an interview with him, got a photo, got an autograph. He's a big guy, so I could understand why people would be afraid of him, you know, with flesh on his face as Leatherface. Big guy, bald head, massive fucking beard, cool fucking guy. He was really into like death metal, like when I met him. Very cool guy. Very cool guy. Here we go. I met John Dugan, and John Dugan is a legendary guy in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. He played Grandpa in the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He played Grandpa. I think he was in a couple of the other sequels. I don't know how many. I don't know how many times he played Grandpa. He's played Grandpa a couple of times. I think he did it in number 1. He did it in number 2, I believe. I don't know if Grandpa was in 3 or 4. And then I think when they did a remake, I think he was Grandpa in the remake, if memory serves me right. I cannot remember, but he's done Grandpa in Texas Chainsaw Massacre a couple of times. Very nice guy. Got a photo, got an interview with him. He's on my Facebook as one of my friends on Facebook, so that's fucking cool. Did an interview with him. Our interview lasted, it's on Fearsman 26. I think that interview lasted, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. Such a cool guy. Such a cool guy. All right, here we go. Let's see. Next, let's see here. Now, I don't know if you guys know who this is. He's a famous DJ. I think he's famous all over the United States, but he got his start in St. Louis, Missouri. Had to meet this guy, DJ Trey, and he's been in a couple of movies. He was in a couple of episodes of Power Rangers. I guess that's how he got his start. He's on my Facebook. I think he did a cameo in Power Rangers, the movie. But what he really is famous for is DJing all over the United States and all over the world. And met him. Didn't get an interview with him, but I got a photo and an autograph with him. Such a nice guy. And he's on my Facebook. Cool guy. All right. Next person, I met Alex Vincent. And he is famous for playing in Child's Play 1 and 2 as Andy. And then he has a production company. And now he's starring in the Child's Play TV show. They've took Chucky to TV. He's in that as Andy. And then he was in, I think, The Curse of Chucky. So a lot of his film stuff has surrounded Chucky. He's done other things, but got an interview with him in 2013. He's on my Facebook. So cool guy. Let's see, what else? I think he's done a few commercials, other stuff, but very cool. Got an autograph, got a photo, got an interview with him. Very, very, very cool dude. Very, very cool guy. We hung out pretty much the entire convention we hung out. The next person, he hasn't done much, but he's what made him famous was he was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead, and I don't remember the character's name, but he was in the remake of Night of the Living Dead, and he played the husband that's in the tuxedo in that movie, and I met Tom Towles. He's done a lot of like horror movies. He was in, I think he told me he had a cameo in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. He did a cameo in the very first Spider-Man movie. Oh God, he's been in so much stuff, but what he's really famous for was playing that the father in the tuxedo in the remake of Night of the Living Dead. So yeah, such a cool guy. Got an autograph, got an interview, got a photo with him. Someone told me that he passed away, though. I don't know if that's true, but someone told me that he passed away. So if he did pass away, my love and my heart goes out to his family. There we go. I'll be right back. Fears needs to use the restroom again. The Crohn's is acting up. So give me 2 minutes. Please don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Just go ahead and hang out with Slimer for a couple of minutes. Slimer will keep you guys company. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. My stomach has not been feeling good. Oh, man. My stomach has not been feeling good, guys. The Crohn's has been acting up yesterday and now today. So, anyway, I'll just put him right back here. He'll just chill out back there. Slimer is doing a cameo. So I apologize. All right. Let's continue on. Thank you for staying. We still have 3 people. I appreciate that. All right, next person. Here we go. All right. Next person. Here we go. Let's see what else. Okay, so I've never met Jenny Lorenzo, but I've talked to her a lot. She's a famous YouTuber. Now I think she works for Disney Plus, and she has her own YouTube channel. If you haven't seen her, check out her YouTube channel, Jenny Lorenzo on YouTube. But we've been online buddies for quite a while. She sent me 2 or 3 autographs, and one of them said, "Dear John, thank you for your continuous support, John. Keep on keeping on, and don't lose sight of what makes you happy. God bless, Jenny." So that was one thing that she said. Another autograph she wrote, "Hey John, hey there, old friend. Stay geeky, Jenny Lorenzo." So that was cool. I think she sent me one more. Where was the other one? Oh, no, she just sent me those two. So, never met her in person. I've talked to her online. We keep in touch every once in a while. She follows me on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. Very nice person. Very nice person. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. One day I hope to work on a project with her. We keep talking about it, but one of these days. She recently got married like a year or two ago. I forgot her husband's name, but she's so sweet. So funny, so sweet. Wonderful person. I just would love to meet her one day. So I've caught that one. I never met her yet, but we keep in touch, and she sent me an autograph. So I don't know if that one counts. But the next person, this was another convention that I went to in Kansas City, Missouri. I forgot about these. This was from 2012 because I just told you about all the people that I met in 2013. So this one was from 2012 at a convention that I went to. I don't remember the name of the convention, but it was in Kansas City, and I met Leslie Easterbrook, and she is most famous for playing Lieutenant Callahan in every single Police Academy movie. I believe there was 7 Police Academies, so she was in there. She was also in Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween. She was in The Devil's Rejects, I believe. She's been in a lot of stuff. Now, this convention, I actually worked this convention in 2012, and I got to sit at Leslie Easterbrook's table and help her out. So I was helping her count all of her money. I ran errands for her and got her lunch and stuff. So that's how I met her, and I got a photo with her. Did an interview with her. It's all on my YouTube channel, FearsMan26. Check it out. She was wonderful. So I definitely got to spend a lot of time with her. We took tons of photos. She was such a wonderful person. She gave me a big, big hug, and she said at the end of the convention, "Thank you, John, for all your help." So that was very sweet of her, and I've actually met her twice. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I met her twice. I just looked at my Facebook. I remember the convention. The convention was called ConX, and that was back in 2012. So yeah. The next one I met, this guy I've met twice so far. His name is Patrick Barnett, and he's most famous for playing a character. I forgot the character's name, but he played a character in a movie called Coffin, and that was like a side project for him. But what he's most famous for, he's been a Star Trek Borg in every version of Star Trek. So the first version that you see him is in Star Trek The Next Generation. He was in many episodes in Star Trek Next Generation as a Borg. Then he did a Borg in Star Trek Next Generation movie First Contact. Then he was a Borg in I don't know if there was any Borgs in Deep Space Nine. If there was, he was in there. I know there was some Borg stuff in Star Trek Voyager. So every rendition of a Borg on television, he's been a Borg in all those TV shows. Coolest fucking guy ever. I did an interview with him. We were talking Star Trek till the freaking sun went down. Took pictures with him. He's on my Facebook, I believe. Great guy. Great guy. Such a cool guy. All right, next one. I had dinner with him at the convention. That was pretty cool. Now, this one, I was really nervous to do an interview with him. I was kind of mumbling through it. It is on my YouTube channel, but it was such an honor to meet him. I learned so much from this guy. I hung out with him at the convention at ConX, but he's a legend. He's a legend in the business. But I could not believe that I was at a convention with this guy, talking to him, hanging out, had dinner with him at the convention. And that is the legendary star from the original Star Trek series. He played Chekhov, Walter, I don't know how you spell his last name. Walter Koenig. I don't know how you say his last name, but the guy that played the original Chekhov in Star Trek. And I wrote something on my Facebook. I said, me meeting the myth, the man, the legend, Walter, however you say his last name, from Star Trek, the original series. He is a wonderful man, and I learned so much from him as regards to acting and the business. Thank you so much. You were one of my heroes, dude. So that was pretty fucking sweet, guys. I need to meet him. An honor and a pleasure. And that was back in 2012. I'm trying to get through all these. Like I said, I've met a lot of people. And what was really cool is we celebrated his birthday at the convention. The people that made the conventions brought out this brown cake with, I remember it was a brown cake with like yellow icing, and they made like a Star Trek, the Star Trek star symbol that they wear on their chest. That was on his cake, and he loved the cake, and it was so cool. Someone took a picture of him standing by his cake. I'm in the background. Somebody put that photo on my Facebook, and I still have it to this day. So it was amazing. Amazing. All right. Next person, I was not nervous, but it was an honor. And he was so excited. He goes, Fierce, film me, interview me, take a photo with me. Here's an autograph. Do whatever the hell you want. He was so cool. This is at the same convention that I went to in 2012 in Kansas City, Missouri. James, I think you say his last name, James Tolan, Tolkan, Tolan. I think is how you say his name. He is best known for playing in Turk. It's Turk 1982. Turk, that's the movie. That's the movie name, Turk 1982. He was in Dick Tracy. He was in not one, not two, not three, but all of the Back to the Future movies. He was in He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Top Gun, tons of stuff. But most people know him as the bald-headed dean. I think he played the principal in Back to the Future, and he was always saying, like, you're a slacker, in the Back to the Future series. Did an interview with him, got a photo. His time, he was so generous with his time. And I played him back. I remember I played back the interview for him, and he said, you are a great interview, Fears. And I was like, I really appreciate that, man. Such a cool guy. I don't know if he's passed away. I think he may still be alive, but he was quite old when I met him. I think he was like in his 60s when I met him back in 2012. So I don't know if he's still alive. If he is, that's cool. Now this next person, unfortunately, he was so busy with all of his fans, I could not get an interview with him. But I met him. I got an autograph. I got a photo. I met Bob. I think you pronounce his name Bob Wheaton, Gunton. He's most famous for playing the Warden in Demolition Man. He was in Dead Silence, The Shawshank Redemption. He was in Ace Ventura. He was in Glory. He was in JFK. What else? Argo. He was in. He's been in a lot of stuff. He did a couple episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, I believe. So yeah. Let's see. Next person. Now this person was amazing. This was at the same con in 2012 at ConX. She's most famous. She did a cameo in The Walking Dead. She's been in. She did a few episodes of The New Adventures of Lois and Clark, Superman with Dean Cain, but she's most famous for playing Lieutenant Yar in Star Trek: The Next Generation. She only did one season, and that is Denise Crosby. She was so cool. Got a photo with her, got an autograph, did an interview with her. I sat at her table. We drank wine together, and I've told this story. After we did the interview, she went to her agent and said, "Hey, go up to my hotel room and grab that bottle of wine." And she's like, "John, you're such a great interviewer." She's like, "Do you want to have some wine with me, like while I sign autographs and stuff?" And I was like, yeah. and we sat there and drank the entire bottle of wine. It was amazing. And Randall always Randall doesn't give me shit. Randall's always like saying, oh, Fears. He goes, I envy you. He goes, dude, I love Denise Crosby. And I was like, Randall, I'm like, for an old chick, she's pretty fucking sexy. And he goes, Fears, she's sexy. And I was like, I know. I'm like, even for an old chick, she's pretty sexy. And he goes, dude, I envy you so much. You have to drink wine with Lieutenant Yar. And I was like, that I did, my friend. That I did. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see. We got 4 people watching. No new comments. But that's not I knew there wasn't going to be many comments because I'm doing this stream really early, so a lot of people are probably asleep. But I appreciate the 4 people watching. I really do. But feel free to comment on whatever you want. Put who have you met? Who have you met? What famous people have you met? Put in the chat, put in the comments below, let me know, and I will read them off. But feel free to talk about whatevers. All right, the next person I met, I don't even know how to pronounce this lady's last name. All these people that I've met have got weird last names. Very hard to pronounce. But unfortunately, I did not get an interview with her. She was too famous to get an interview. I did get a photo. I did get an autograph. She's most famous for being in Playboy. She was in the Beverly Hillbillies. She was on the TV show Baywatch. She was in that 80s movie E.T., the extraterrestrial. She was in Under Siege, a lot of stuff. But she's most famous for being in Playboy for, I think, 4 or 5 years. Her name is Erica Elix, I think is how you say her last name. I don't really know how to pronounce her last name. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. But she was a joy. I got a free autograph from her because she loved my personality. I did pay for the picture, though, but she gave me a free autograph. Now, this next guy, not only was he funny, he kind of had, like, some of Fears' personality. Like, he was witty, just like Fears, sarcastic like Fears. He was blunt, but honest, like how I am. Such a joy. He is a Christian, too, like me. We were both laughing our ass off at this same convention. This convention, I met a lot of people at this 2012 convention in Kansas City. He's been in so much stuff. He's been in Transformers 1, 2, and 3. He was in X-Men First Class. He was in Star Trek The Next Generation. He was in Star Trek Voyager. He was in Star Trek Enterprise. He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was in The X-Files. He was in Babylon 5, Dallas. He told me he did a cameo in Predator. He was in The Island, in a movie called Blackjack. I mean, this guy's been pretty much in everything and anything of the 80s, 90s, and now even today. Even today, he still does work. He's a character actor, Glenn Morshower. Great guy, funny. He kind of reminded me of me. Funny as hell. Our interview is on, I believe our interview is either on Fears Vlogs or Fears Man 26. You'll have to look. Just look it up. Fears Man 26 interview with Glenn Morshower. Funny guy. Fucking hilarious guy. Amazing personality. Such a cool dude. He was like, Fears, let's interview it up. Film me. Do whatever the fuck you want. And I was like, Glenn Morshower, you are the fucking man. Interview for my channel. Photo. Autograph. Amazing. I told you guys, I've met a lot of people at these cons. Honored to meet all of these celebrities. Such a cool person. Such a cool person. Hung out almost the entire time at this con with him. He was such a cool guy. All right, next person. Let's see here. I'm going through all my autographs now. I'm trying to find the next person I met. Hang on. Let's see here. More autographs. Well, I met these. I don't recall their names. But they're 2 famous cheerleaders from the St. Louis Rams. Now, as you guys all know, St. Louis doesn't have a football team anymore. They were the LA Rams. Then they moved to St. Louis, and they were the St. Louis Rams for like 20 years. Then, within the last 4 or 5 years, I think like 5 years ago, the Rams, the St. Louis Rams, transformed back into the LA Rams and they went back to LA. But while I was at the 2013 Wizard World, I forgot their names, but I met two cheerleaders from the St. Louis Rams. They were so cool. They were in my vlog. They gave me a free autograph and a free photo. When I told them that I was a YouTuber, she's like, well, you're trying to get your start in the business, right? I said, not as a cheerleader, but as a filmmaker. And she goes, you know what? She goes, I think YouTubers are so cool. She goes, pick out whatever autograph you want. And I was like, really? She goes, yeah. She goes, I'll sign it for you. So even though I can't remember her name, there's a picture of me meeting the two famous St. Louis Rams cheerleaders on my Facebook, if you guys don't believe me. But it's on there. All right. Next one. Now, this one, I have interviewed this guy 3 times. I've got 3 interviews of this guy, and I've met him at Wizard World 3 times. I haven't talked to this guy in a long time, though, because I just haven't bumped into him at a con. But at Wizard World, I have met the myth, the man, the legend, the guy that played the Green and White Ranger, Jason David Frank. Jason David Frank. But now he's done so much stuff with Power Rangers. He only was famous for a while just playing the White and Green Ranger. Now throughout the years he played a Red Ranger and then a Black Ranger, and then he played he was on a YouTube series where like basically the Green Ranger would fight other characters from like video games and other TV shows. He's famous for that. Jason David Frank, he's got his own YouTube channel. Check it out. Such a nice guy. He gave me 3 interviews over the course of my life. Autographs every single time. Pictures every single time. All 3 of those interviews are on Fearsman26, so check it out. Jason David Frank. Such a cool guy. Such a cool guy. Oh, I'm getting tired. I may have to do a part 2 of this, guys. I'll do a couple more. Now, this guy, I only got a photo and autograph. He's just too famous to get an interview with. And this was at Wizard World, and I only got like a minute and a half of them. But, dude, that was probably the coolest minute and a half I've ever been. John Berthen, he's famous for being in Night at the Museum 2. He played Al Capone. And he also played Shane for 2 seasons on The Walking Dead. He's played in The Punisher. Such a cool actor. Such a cool personality. He said, I remember when he was signing my autograph, he said, do you like the Big Bang Theory? And I said, yes, I do. I said, yeah, I said, I love the Big Bang Theory. He said, he didn't say he was on the Big Bang Theory. He said, I almost got to play a character on the Big Bang Theory. And I said, well, why didn't you? He said, oh, at the last minute, he goes, I got another movie, and I couldn't do the movie and the episode of the Big Bang Theory. He goes, I wanted to, though. He goes, because I love the Big Bang Theory. But he said he was that close. And I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty cool. All right. Next person. Now, this person is so cool. I only got an autograph from him because he was charging way too much for a photo. So I just got his autograph, and he's so famous that I couldn't. His publicist or his agent was like, "There's no way in hell that you're going to interview my clients." And I was like, "Damn it!" But I met Sean Astin. He's been in The Goonies. He was in Toy Soldiers. He's been in that Adam Sandler movie Click. He played he played a Hobbit in all those Hobbit movies. I forgot what they're called. What the hell are those movies? Somebody help me out. What are those Hobbit movies called? They made 3 of them, and each one of them are like 3 hours long. What the fuck is that movie? It's got the golden ring, and they have to go to the volcano and shit. Help me out, guys. I can't fucking remember the name of the movie. He played a Hobbit. Fuck. Hang on. I need to go look at my DVDs. Hang on. What the fuck is the name of that movie? Oh, what the hell is it? It's gonna drive me nuts now. It's with the fucking ring and the volcanoes and the Hobbit shit. God damn it. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I can't find it in my DVD collection. I can't find it in my DVD collection. You guys help me out. Help me out. Help me out, guys. It's driving me nuts. It's the Hobbit movies. He played a Hobbit. It's got like the golden ring in it, and like the main Hobbit has to like go up to like a volcano or some shit and drop the ring in it or whatever. The golden. I'm a poor excuse for a nerd, guys. I cannot fucking remember this name of this movie. Fuck. It's on the tip of my tongue too. I've watched them all. Yeah, Eli Wood is in it. Eli Wood, he plays the main Hobbit. And Sean Astin is in it too. And they play hobbits, and Eli Wood's character has to like drop the ring like in the volcano. I just thought, what the hell is this movie? They made 3 movies, and then they made a prequel to it, The Hobbit. I can't fucking remember it. Shit. What the hell? I'm trying to... Lord of the Rings. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you. Natalie hooked me up. Oh, my gosh. Natalie, thank you so much. Lord of the Rings. I couldn't remember. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, I've seen it. I know what the movie's about. I've got The Hobbit, and I've got Lord of the Rings. I just couldn't find it in my DVD collection. I couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me. Sorry, I apologize. Oh my gosh. I was sitting there, I had like, that's probably the biggest brain fart Fears has ever had in my life. I was like, I know the name, I've seen the movies, it's on the tip of my tongue, I couldn't think of it. Natalie, thank you for the hookup. I appreciate it. So I met Sean Astin. Unfortunately, he was so busy. I did like kind of tap his agent on the side and said, look, I said, people say I look like Sean Astin. I'm begging you. Can I have an interview with him? And he said, Fears, it's not going to happen. And I was like, shit. And he goes, you're more than welcome to get a photo. And I was like, well, he's charging like $30 for a photo. So I didn't get a photo with him. I did talk to him for like a minute or two. And he said, you do kind of look like me. And he goes, has anyone ever mentioned that you look like me in your life? And I said, yeah. I said, when I was in grade school, people said I looked like Sean Astin. And he said, and what did you say? I said, nothing. I said, that's great. I said, you're an awesome actor, Sean Astin. I always told all my friends that said that at school, I was like, it's an honor. I said, if you guys think I look like Sean Astin, that's an honor. So he was like, cool, man. He goes, what's one of your favorite movies that I've been in? I said, well, for sure, Goonies. And I said, I love Toy Soldiers, that 80s movie. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, both of those were cool to shoot. I said, which one's your favorite out of Goonies or Toy Soldiers? And he said, oh, for sure, Goonies. And then he said, I love Toy Soldiers. He goes, I did Toy Soldiers like when I was like 17 or 18. He goes, and I think he was like 18 when he shot Toy Soldiers. And then he said he was like 9 or 10 years old when he shot the Goonies. So I was like, both legendary films, my friend. All right, let's continue on. I'm getting a little tired, so I may go back to bed. I'm old. I'm fat. I'm old. I have high cholesterol. I'm 38. Fears likes his naps. My legendary Fears naps. Or I could just power it out and just pour myself another cup of coffee because I just made some coffee. But yeah, I'm getting a little tired. I went to bed early last night because I had such a epic day yesterday and the day before. I was tired because Super RetroCon was over the weekend. And I was like, I don't have to go back to work until Wednesday. I'm like, I want to do absolutely shit. And so I did nothing yesterday. And I went to bed early. Last night I went to bed like at 9. And that's why I woke up at like 4 a.m. because I've been doing this podcast for an hour and 41 minutes and 55 seconds. So I may go back to bed, or Fears may just power it out and just have another cup of coffee and start editing my newest vlog, because I haven't edited anything in like 4 or 5 days because I'm being a lazy shit. But I need to get up some more vlogs because you guys are patiently waiting. Plus, people have been like writing me in the like, Fears, are we ever going to see the Christmas vlog? Are we ever going to see whenever I did a reaction video to that horror movie that you guys told me to watch, where the guy, well, you think it's a girl, but it's not a girl. She just looks like a girl. It's a he, she. And at the end of the movie, she's covered in blood and she's got a penis. And I'm like, ugh. So there it is. Yeah. So eventually that will happen. Eventually all that shit will be up. Eventually. All right. Next celebrity that I have met. Let's see here. Let me go to my Facebook. It was a shame though, because I really wanted to do an interview with Sean Astin, because he's cool as fuck. And he's still acting. Like a few years ago, he played Raphael in like the new version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, what have you not fucking done, man? I'm like, you've acted in pretty much everything. I'm like, you're the coolest fucking guy ever. You know? All right, let's see. The next oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. Then I didn't meet, I told you guys I met Jenny Lorenzo. Well, I didn't meet her. We're online buddies, and that's right. I'm sorry. We've never met in real life, but me and Jenny Lorenzo, she's a famous YouTuber. We've been online buddies for the past, 6-7 years, and she sent me another autograph about a year or two ago, and this one says, "To John, thanks for all the support. Rock on, you rock, Jenny Lorenzo." So I always appreciate my friendship with Jenny. I've written to she follows me on YouTube. She follows me on I believe on Twitter and Instagram, and she's a busy lady. She just got married like a year or two ago, so I'm very happy for her and her husband. I forgot her husband's name. I think it's either James or David or some shit like that. And I said, I hope one day we get to meet and work on a project together. And she said, oh, me too, John. She's like, I'm just very busy. She does her own YouTube channels. Then she's always on her friend's YouTube channel, like filming shit for that. Then she works for Disney Plus. So she's a very busy lady. And I said, look, you're more busy than I am. So I said, whenever you want to work on a project, you let me know. And she said, oh, I definitely will. So we've been online buddies for a couple of years, and she's wonderful. But I haven't met her yet. I would, like I said, at some point in time, I would love to meet her. I really would. She seems like a wonderful person. I just haven't met her yet. We got 6 people watching. I'm trying to wake up here, guys. Fears is hanging on by a thread. Even Slimer is tired. Oh, man. Like I said, I went to bed early last night. I went to bed like 8:30, 9-ish. And I slept all the way till like 3:50 because I did, like I said, I've been doing this live stream for like an hour and 45 minutes. So yeah. All right. Next celebrity I met. She's most famous for being on The Walking Dead. And I haven't been keeping up on my Walking Dead. I don't know if her character is still alive. I think her character is still alive. But I'm going to take a shot at her last name. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Her first name is Alana Masterson, and she was famous for playing, I don't remember her character name, but she was famous for playing that gay girl on Walking Dead. But she is cute as hell. Oh, Lord. Nice legs, like, beautiful. So I was kind of nervous to meet her, but she was one of the coolest chicks. This was in 2015 when I went to Wizard World. I don't know, because The Walking Dead is still going on. I don't know if they've killed her character off, though. If you guys know, let me know. Put it in the chat. But, she played Tara. Tara was a lesbian on The Walking Dead. And, yeah. She was nice. She was so nice, so kind. Gave me some great advice about acting and interviewing, since I interview a lot of people. I showed her 2 of my interviews. I don't remember which interviews I showed her, but I pulled up my phone back in the day and said, hey, check out my interviews. And she's like, you're a great interviewer, John. And I said, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. She was really nice. And I wish her all the luck in the world. Great actress. Did not get an interview with her, though. I showed her some interviews off my channel. But again, she was so famous. And she had a big line. I met her towards the end of the con, so I just walked right up. I waited till the line died down. But I was too nervous to ask her for an interview, and her agent was right there, so I doubt her agent would say yes. But I got an autograph and I got a photo, and we talked for like 2 or 3 minutes. And like I said, I showed her 2 of my interviews, and she said that I was a great interviewer. And I was like, wow, I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. And she goes, my pleasure. Now, the next person, I've been dying to meet this person. And I was a tad bit nervous. I wasn't super nervous, but I was a tad bit nervous. Unfortunately, this woman is super fucking famous. There's no way in hell that her agent would give me an autograph. I asked twice. And the first one was like, oh, no. The second time, they were like, we know you're a fan. Show us your YouTube channel. I showed them my YouTube channel, and they said, you're a good interviewer, you're a good content creator, but it's still a no. And I was like, shit. But it was still an honor to meet her and get an autograph and get a picture. And I told her the first time I heard about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So I met Cassandra Peterson. That's her real name. But her character name is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And she's so cool. She's like, what, 70-something? And she still has amazing boobs, because that's what, that's one of the character things about Elvira. She's always talking about her boobs, like in her skin-tight, black, like mistress dress of the dark. And she always carries around that dagger, like on her side and shit. And she has the black, like kind of wavy hair and shit. For an older chick, she's still got some great tits. When I met her back in 2015, she was still old, but she was younger, and her tits were amazing back then, too. Her tits are amazing now, for an old chick. I'm giving credit where credit is due. Her tits will probably be always great, even at 90. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I told her about the first time I kind of got introduced to Elvira's Mistress of the Dark, and she went, oh, did you watch the movie? I said, I watched the movie after. I said, me and my mom and my dad and my brother and my cousins and my aunts and uncles and my grandma and my grandpa, I said, we would always go camping. This is a real place. You guys can look it up. We would always go camping in Missouri at this big kind of like camping resort thing, and it's way in the woods, and it's way up north in Missouri, and it's called Lost Valley Lake Resort. And you can pretty much do everything there. Boating, camping, canoeing. They've got teepees that you can sleep in. You can roast marshmallows, fires. They've got 2 lakes. They've got a movie theater. They've got boating. What else? Horseback riding, everything. And there was an arcade there, and I told Cassandra, I said, the first thing I knew about Elvira, I said, me and my brother would always play video games, and we'd always play pinball in this little tiny arcade that they had at this resort. And she said, let me guess. She goes, the first thing you saw when you went into this arcade game was the Elvira, Mistress of the Dark pinball machine. I said, yeah. I said, that's the first thing I knew or saw about Elvira. I said I had never watched the movie. And then she goes, I'm surprised your parents let you watch the movie. I said, I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid, but I said, when I turned 15 or 16, I finally sat down and watched the Elvira movie. And she's like, that's pretty cool. She's like, most people, that's a cool story. And I remember her saying, most people tell me, oh, the first thing I saw about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, was the movie, or whenever I would do my television appearances. And I was like, no. I said, I didn't know who you were until me and my brother played that pinball machine of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And she goes, that's one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. She goes, not a lot of people. She goes, sometimes people's stories are the same. Oh, yeah, I saw you on TV. Oh, I always loved your Elvira TV appearances and cameos and other TV shows and movies and shit. Or they always say something like, oh, yeah, we watched the official Elvira movie. I was like, nope, I didn't know who you were until I played that pinball machine. So that was pretty cool to meet her. That was pretty cool. That was pretty legit. That was pretty cool. All right, next celebrity. Now, this is probably one of the granddaddies. This is probably one of the granddaddies. The Almighty. Again, he's so famous, I couldn't get an interview with him. I did chat with him for like 2 or 3 minutes. That's all I had. But I got to say, those 3 minutes with him was bloody fantastic. And I bought the VIP. So not only did I get an epic photo with him. Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. There was 2 types of VIP. There was a VIP meet and greet where you could just talk to him and get an autograph. Or you could pay more money and do a VIP meet and greet photo and an autograph. He was charging way too much for a photo. So I did the VIP treatment where I got to talk to him for like 4 or 5 minutes and I got an autograph. But like I said, that was the best 3 or 4, 5 minutes, whatever it was with him. I met the myth, the man, the legend that is William Shatner. And he said, oh, please. He's like, don't call me William. Call me Bill. And I said, right on, Bill. He goes, I like Bill better. And I was like, right on. So he needs no introduction, but I will let you. He is the myth, the man, the original Captain Kirk. Oh, yes. Star Trek will always have a bubbly feeling in Fears' heart. I love it. I love it. Except for Deep Space Nine. Fuck Deep Space Nine. I will use Deep Space Nine as like tissue paper. That's right. That's right. But I love every other version. Now, I'm not saying I like certain episodes of Deep Space Nine, but as a whole, horrible, crap, garbage. I met him when he was 85. And that was back in 2016. But since then, he's been in space on TV and in real life. At 90 years old, he got into a spacecraft and was shot up with other astronauts and other famous people. And I believe he made history to be the first actor in space. The first actor in space. Fears would love to be the first YouTuber in space. That would be fucking cool. And for all you trolls out there, I don't care what the fuck you say. I would be nervous, but I would do it. Why? Because I would make fucking history. But he was also in T.J. Hooker. He was in all the Star Trek movies. Oh, God. He was in The Twilight Zone. He's done it all. He's done like over 100 commercials. He always did those airline commercials. And then he did those commercials for like how to get your airline tickets cheaper. And he did a few of those commercials like Leonard Nimoy. Unfortunately, I never got to meet Leonard Nimoy. He talked about Leonard Nimoy whenever I met. And he asked me, he goes, what's your favorite Star Trek movie that I was in and why? And I said, hands down, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, the one about the whales. And he said, that's one of my favorites. And he said, what's your favorite scene? And I was like, oh, I'm like, there's so many epic scenes in that. But I said, how about I just give you one of them? And he was like, go ahead. And I said, it's the scene where you're talking to that hot babe and you guys are sitting down for dinner and you guys are having pizza. And he goes, oh yeah, that's a good scene. And I said, I love Star Trek 4. So we talked about Star Trek a lot. And then he said, have you ever seen T.J. Hooker? I said, I'll be honest, Bill. I said, I think that was a little bit before my time. And he's like, so wait a minute. He goes, you've seen Star Trek? He's like, but you never sat down and watched T.J. Hooker? And I was like, no. He goes, have you ever seen any of my work in the Twilight Zone? I said, I've seen a couple of episodes of that. I said, but no T.J. Hooker yet. And he's like, you need to sit down and watch that. And I said, I will at some point. I'm not a liar, but I'll be honest. I haven't done it yet, but I will. At some point, I will. But I don't think it'll be as good as Star Trek. I mean, he's goddamn James T. Kirk. Enough said. Hello. All right, next one. But again, it would have been nice to do an interview with him, but like I said, he's so famous and he was so busy. I'm just honored that I got 5 minutes with him. So in 2016, I got to meet her for the second time. I met Leslie Easterbrook again. I've already told you guys that I've met her, but I met her for the second time at my buddy Dave's Contamination Con in 2016. And I believe this was the 4th Contamination, I believe. And Leslie Easterbrook is the sweetest, nicest woman. She's known for playing Lieutenant Callahan in all 7 Police Academy films. She's been in the remake of Halloween. She was in The Devil's Rejects. Oh, God. I think she was in the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I think she did a cameo on that. People love her in The Devil's Rejects. She did a cameo in the remake of Halloween. I mean, she's done it all, man. Lieutenant Callahan, I mean, she's got amazing breasts too. Such a wonderful person, so sweet. I did a second interview with her. I got a second autograph, a second photo with her. And a cool story is I was sitting at her table and someone that works for her went out and got her food. And I believe she got some French fries and she got some type of burger or something. And she got like a massive iced tea. And a fan came by and accidentally bumped the table. And the iced tea went all over the floor. And she thought I was so sweet. I ran to the bathroom, got tons of like toilet paper and hand paper. And I cleaned up all of the iced tea that was spilled underneath her table. And she said, "John, you're so sweet." She goes, "My worker can do that." I said, "Leslie," I said, "I'm not going to have you stranded here with iced tea all over your table and all over the floor." So I helped her clean it all up. And she even said that I was a sweet guy. And she said, "Fears helped me clean it up." And that's in the interview. And it's on my YouTube channel. So I said, "Why wouldn't I help you?" I said, "I'm a nice person. You're a nice person, Leslie." I said, "It'll take longer to go get a janitor than for me to clean it up." So like 3 or 4 people jumped in and helped me, but I was the main person that helped clean it up. I wasn't the one that knocked the table. Some other fan knocked the table and he felt so bad. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry that I knocked the table and like fucking like iced tea went everywhere." And she like stood up, gave him a hug and said, "Don't worry about it. You know, accidents happen." So I helped her clean it up. So that was a cool story that I had with her. Super sweet lady. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. I think we're gonna stop right there. I've got other famous people that I've met, but Fears is a little tired, and I need to edit something today. So later on today, look out. I'm gonna post a vlog up. I'm gonna try to get a vlog up. I'm almost done editing one, but I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll do part 2 of the famous people that Fears have met. But we covered a lot of people so far. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to check out Pixel, Lord Pixel of the Pylons, Pixel Protocol on YouTube. Don't forget to check out that crazy manic lady that we all love and know, The Carrie Show. Check out Randall, Lord Randall, at Cameo Man 2021 and the Mayor of Magic. That's his second channel. Check out Fears Man 26 on YouTube. Check out Fears Vlogs, where you are right now on YouTube. And check out Fears Man 26 on the old TikTok. Anyway, this is Fears. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. I'll see you guys later. All right, bye. Guess what? Boom.